Today we'll be building the same house in The Sims 4, House Flipper 2, and Inzoi. I'm gonna start with The Sims 4 because I think it'll be the easiest to match the other games to, because it has the least customization. But let me know in the comments if I should do it in another order in a future video. For example, start with Inzoi and then work my way down to The Sims 4. But I'm gonna build a tiny house, just so it won't take me 5 years to finish all houses. I'm gonna do a little porch. I think I'm gonna put a living room right at the front here. Then this can be a little entryway. I wonder if I could put a little alcove here. Maybe separate it from the kitchen with a wall. Then I can do a little kitchen back here. Close off the house from this corner. And then maybe back here can be a bathroom. I mean, this is no longer a tiny house, is it? But it's a one-room apartment, so I think it'll be fine. Maybe I should even make this the alcove. It's kind of the perfect size. Then I can make the house smaller this way. Make the bathroom smaller too. It's kind of an awkward shape though. What if the bathroom is back here? The alcove could be back here. They should still be able to get to the bed just fine from here. Then this could be the living room. And then the kitchen could be on this wall. I could afford to make it even smaller. Let me try to roof this and see if it looks terrible on the outside. Now, how do I roof this part? Does this look terrible? I can't tell. I think I need to merge these two roofs from the middle. Okay, I don't think that looks completely terrible. Should I try to make this base game? Because House Flipper 2 doesn't have any DLC yet. And obviously Inzoi is still in early access. So then all of the houses would be base game. We have gotten a lot of new items to the Sims 4 base game. It's not like it's in the same state as it was on release. What color scheme should we go for? I kind of like the black and white. I know that's really boring, but if it looks good. I want big windows in the front. I'm gonna do this window into the kitchen. Then probably this little window in the bathroom. I could make it a corner window. With the corner window though, the back of the house looks really boring. What if I put another corner window over here? The windows are all over the place. This looks terrible. I'll see what I'll do with it once I start furnishing. I kind of want to use some sort of a cute color. Oh, I could use this new wallpaper as accents. I'm gonna use it on this bump out and maybe on this one too. I kind of want to put some columns on the corners, but these are massive. This one's pretty simple and not as big. So I'm gonna put this on all the corners of the house. Then for this part of the house, there's this blue siding. This yellow is pretty too. I'm kind of vibing with the yellow. I could even make the doors and the windows yellow. But I think that's too much yellow. I'm gonna stick to the black and white. For the flooring, I think I'm just gonna go with this one. It's expensive, but we're not on a budget and I like the texture. Then for the bathroom, I do like this beige tile. I'm gonna go with this matching tile on the walls. Actually, what about this one? I could even go with the yellow swatch. Or maybe that's more brown, but I kind of like this color scheme. Oh no, I was gonna go with my favorite wallpaper for the other walls. But I realized it's from Realm of Magic. I should probably put some lights in here too, so we can actually see something. Then what about this one? It kind of has similar vibes. This wallpaper has some swatches with this pretty leaf wallpaper too. I could use it as an accent wall in some places. Maybe the alcove doesn't need a window. I don't want to cover up the pretty wallpaper. I could move it into the kitchen. The kitchen can always use more windows. Then maybe I'll put the other accent wall into the living room. Again, the window is covering most of it though. Maybe I'll just put the accent wall over there instead. Then I'll put an archway over here. I'll use the same brick we used outside in the kitchen as a backsplash. Oh, I realized it's not a brick, it's actually wood. But I think this is too much of the same wood tone now, anyway. So maybe I'll do a white brick instead. I think that looks pretty. Now for the outside, I'm just gonna do some really basic landscaping. Then I'll just finish the outside off with a trash can and a mailbox. And I think this is looking pretty cute. Maybe just a tree or two on the outside. And I think the outside is done now. I don't want to make it too complicated. For the bed, I think I want to go with something cute and colorful. The bed options in the base game really aren't great. Maybe this one. I do love the pastel colors on it. I really like the shade of this orange. I'm gonna go with that one. I wonder if we could even keep this a starter home. Guess we'll see. I kind of want to put a column here, but maybe not this massive one. It does cover up the kitchen quite a bit. I don't have tool mod installed right now, so I can't move it. But I kind of want to put some curtains over here. Maybe the pink ones would fit the best with the colors on the bed. I wonder if it would have been easier to just install the tool mod again. Probably would have been faster than trying to do this without it. Some kind of a column right here would be nice though. It does kind of look like it's floating. Do we have like some kind of a pole? Not what I meant. We have some poles in some packs that come with fairy lights. But I don't want to start using packs now. I've already made it base game so far. What about one of the poles that are meant to be like fence poles? What about that one? It's pretty subtle. Let me try this wooden one too and see which one's nicer. Okay, I think this looks pretty good. I do want some painting on this wall. The options in the base game aren't great though. I do like the colors in this one. I wonder if I should use it in the living room instead of the bedroom because it's so pretty. I don't want to cover it with a curtain. I'll just use this one over here. I'll put two next to each other so it covers up more of the wall. I don't think these size up very well. Yeah, see how you can see the shadow right there? Then I'm thinking fairy lights. I think fairy lights go a long way. I do love myself a cutesy style like this. Then I kind of want some plants hanging from the ceiling, but I don't think we have any in the base game. So maybe the plant wallpaper is enough. Then I'll just finish it off with some cute ceiling lamp. I wish we had some more swatches of this one. But I don't think the alcove needs anything else. Then I'll move on to the kitchen. Do we have any cute colors on base game counters? That one's pretty cute. Oh, this one comes in yellow. That's perfect. I realize I don't have space for a fridge. So maybe I'll bring back the corner window. I don't think that looks terrible from the outside. There's not much I can do with a tiny kitchen like this. There's no way I can even fit a stove in here. Unless I use a mini fridge. I mean, maybe. They also need this tile to get into the bed. So I kind of can't even continue the kitchen that way either. This kitchen's gonna be really sad. And I already did the landscaping, so I can't really edit the outside walls anymore. So I think they're just gonna have a mini fridge over here. It even comes in pink or yellow. I really don't like the size of this. I wonder if they could still get into the bed if I put it right here. I'm gonna bring a sim here to test this. If this works, I could even put in a stove. Oh my god, it works. Since when did Sims become so smart? A full-size fridge probably won't work, so I'm not even gonna try that. But I can put in a stove now. And even a microwave on the mini fridge. Do we have matching upper cabinets? They're massive though. Is this too much? Maybe just on this wall. I think that's looking pretty cute. I'm just gonna put some plants on top of the microwave to fill up this empty space a bit more. I don't think it's safe to put anything on top of microwaves in real life, but this is The Sims, so it doesn't matter. I'm also gonna put a painting right here, so it looks like it's leaning on the wall. I'm afraid to put anything on this counter, because then they might not be able to cook. But I'm gonna try to put just a few things around, and I'll test if it still works. Okay, can you come here and serve a garden salad? Okay, he can still prepare food on that. That's perfect. Now get out. We can't see a lot of this brick wall because of the windows. I wonder if I should continue it over to this wall too. I think that looks better. My go-to kitchen carpet is this one. I always like to put one in front of the sink. But since that's from Seasons, I think I'm gonna finish off the room with this one. Now let's move on to the living room. I don't like any of the couches in the base game, so I'm just gonna go with this one in the salmon color. It kind of matches the colors in the painting, I think. I don't think I'm gonna fit in a coffee table, but I'm gonna fill in the space a little with a rug, then a TV over here, and I'll fill this wall a bit more with fairy lights, so the upper half doesn't look so empty. So this is where I started getting ready for work while finishing this build, and I pressed pause, but unfortunately forgot to resume, so it didn't record me finishing the living room. But I basically switched out the bigger TV for a smaller one, so there would be space to add some decorations around it. Then I added some pillows onto the couch and added cloud lights for a final touch. I think the living room turned out really cute. Here's what I did with the entryway, and this is how the bathroom turned out. Why is the bathroom my favorite room in this house? I think the colors turned out cute. I do also want to add some plushies on the bed. This unicorn matches the colors of the house really well. It's floating a little, but again, I don't have tool mod installed, so I think it's fine. I don't think it's noticeable at all. There's not too many plushies in the base game. Not many with cute colors, at least. Pink or blue. And with that, I think this house is done. I was thinking I probably want to add some hanging plants when I recreate this house in the other games. So I think what I'm gonna do is upload this version to the gallery, and then I'm gonna add some final details using some packs, and I'll just show you the results. I moved it on a smaller lot in Newcrest because the other one was unnecessarily big. I just like to build on those lots in Newcrest because they have good lighting. But you can now find this house on the Sims 4 gallery under my ID Sieninuppi. As you can see, it only uses the base game and the holiday pack. That's free. I just added a few plants above the bed and a couple in the living room. Now I think this whole house is done. This is how it turned out in the Sims 4. Now let's see what we can make in House Flipper. Okay, we're here in House Flipper. I'm gonna build a pathway first. I feel like that way it's easier to measure where the entrance should be. I think it looked about like this. I'm also gonna put some darker terrain paint on the edges of the pathway to soften it up a little. Then I can start building the porch here. It was about the same width as the pathway. I think I need to make the pathway a bit wider because this wall needs to fit a couch. I think I'm gonna use an actual couch to measure how wide it should be. So the living room is about this wide. Then I can sail the couch. I'm gonna extend this pathway just a tad. I always struggle with trying to figure out how tall my room should be. I think 2.4 is okay. The living room was just wide enough to fit a TV and a couch, but not wide enough to fit a coffee table. Then the entryway was the same size as the porch. This is where I had the kitchen. I'm also gonna measure what width it should be by using cabinets as measurements. I think this looks right. It doesn't quite line up, so I think cabinets are a bit wider in The Sims than they are in House Flipper. Let me build my bathroom first, then see how wide this needs to be to fit a bed. The bed is a lot shorter than it is in The Sims 4, but I think I have to figure it out as I furnish it. This time I'll do the landscaping last, so I can edit the floor plan if need be. Let me figure out the roof next. I had one big piece here, one piece here, and one in the middle connecting those two. Then this part had its own roof, and the porch had something like this. Now the roofs do place like weirdly low in House Flipper, like you can see them from inside the house. But luckily I'm playing in Sandbox, so I can easily just raise it up a little. I'll do it for all of them. Whoa, what happened there? I think I need to check do not be clipped by other roofs. There we go, it's fixed. I don't like how this roof is showing through a little. Maybe I should just pull it into the wall a little bit. Okay, now let me figure out the wallpapers. I don't think I can get a similar pattern for wood. I wonder if there's something in bricks. I think it was pretty close to this one, or even this one, but wooden. But you can't change the color of these. I'll just have to settle for this cut pattern. It doesn't look quite the same. Let me try with this one because I can make it a more warm color. I think this is better. Oh no, it doesn't line up on the triangle pieces I used. I'm gonna have to go for a regular wall. The thing I usually do is I just build a wall through the roof and then delete the parts sticking out. I find it easier than trying to build the right shape right off the bat from the inside, especially since it's so fast to delete walls in sandbox mode. I also had a little trim at the bottom. You kinda automatically get it in The Sims when you build foundations. So I'm gonna recreate it in House Flipper as well. And then I also had a little trim around this part. I'm gonna use a molding piece for it. I can't really get it very similar to The Sims because the roof is so thick. But I think I only added it to cover the column being too big anyway. But you can place columns way more freely in House Flipper. So I can just place it so that it doesn't come over the edge of the roof. Then I'm gonna use the resizable cube to create the columns I used everywhere else. Then I'll copy it around the house. Okay, now for the yellow parts. There isn't really a similar shade. Let me try out which one looks the best. I think that's pretty similar actually. Okay, now for the doors and windows. There was like a black single door with some glass bits on the sides. The options are pretty bad. Oh, this is actually really similar. Let me change it to a white edge and a black door. floor. Oh my god, you can change the glass too? Since when? I think I'm just gonna go with white though, or a really light blue. You can actually see through it better if it's darker. I'm gonna go for a really dark blue then. Is this in the middle? Oh no, it's the wrong width to be able to place it in the middle. I guess I'm gonna make the house one wider then. I just have to make everything one tile bigger. Kinda wish I did the doors and the windows first. You can't place them on half tiles, unfortunately. Okay, now it's in the middle. I had a big window in the front, unfortunately. My wall is the wrong size again, but also this window is too short. Would this one fit better if I place two next to each other? Then I had a small window in the corner here. I'm gonna have to move them with the transform tool. That looks pretty good from the inside too. Then I had one window in the bathroom. Now I'm just gonna copy the style of this window to all of these. This house has very little windows actually, but I think the big window in the front makes up for it. Now for the floors, the one in the Sims had like varying colors on the floorboards. If I make the cut pattern size one tile wide, I can custom color some of them to be lighter and some of them to be darker. Now is that gonna be worth it? I guess we'll see. I can't tell if that looks terrible or not. I wonder if it would just look better with a solid color. Probably, but I think I'm gonna keep it because I am trying to recreate a house after all. So I'm gonna try to make it as similar as I can. Then in the bathroom, I used like a beige tile. I think this one's really close. On the walls, I used like a pattern tile. It was really close to these actually, but you can't have cut patterns on this one. I had a yellow paint on the upper half of the wall and some patterned tiles on the bottom half. Let me try this. It was a white tile with some dark patterns on them. Then the upper half would be like a cream color. It doesn't really have similar vibes though, even though the colors are the same. Another option would be to use the similar wallpaper on the upper half and then just a white tile on the bottom half. I kind of like this one better because the colors are the same and the vibes are the same. The patterns are just reversed. I should probably add some lights too. Guess it would be nice to be able to see something. I guess I won't add any light switches since I didn't add them in The Sims either. They're not necessary in The Sims, so I just forgot. I think we've even gotten one in the base game in some update. My bad. I used something like this in the bedroom and it had some pink flowers on it. It's huge. Then the cloud lights. I didn't think this through. I mean, we have these, but this is a wall lamp. What am I gonna use? Could I get a cloud pattern on this? I can, but I wonder if I should instead go with something like this. I do love the colors. I think I'm gonna keep this. And then the walls. I had a white paneling on the bottom and a beige paint on the upper half. And then I had a leaf pattern on some walls. This one's okay, but I don't like how if you change the color of the wallpaper, you can see like white outlines on the leaves. This one doesn't have the same problem. I had it in the living room and in the bedroom. Then the kitchen was white brick. I have all the lights set to a very warm tone, so I don't think the floor looks that bad anymore. Okay, let's start with the kitchen. There would definitely be room for a fridge in this house, but I'm gonna try to make it similar to the one in The Sims. I wonder if I should make the kitchen smaller. Do we even have mini fridges? We have this one. I can't make it yellow wood though, but at least I can match the color to the counters. Actually, let me do the alcove right now so I can get a better understanding of how small I can afford to make the kitchen. I wonder if we have any similar for the duvet. I think this is pretty good. I'll just have to match the colors. I think this is the closest we're gonna get. And then I'll do the curtains, make them pink. I think that looks pretty similar. I'll just open this one. I'm gonna add some plushies on the bed. We don't have a lot of different options, but I can at least match the colors pretty well. That looks okay. We don't have a unicorn plushie, so I can't really make it any better. Then I'll add some fairy lights. These are a bit of a different style than we have in The Sims, but these are the only fairy lights we have, so I'm gonna use them. Okay, that looks adorable. And in The Sims, I had small bird paintings. You can actually upload custom paintings into House Flipper, and I've already uploaded a bunch from The Sims, so I can get it exactly the same. I'm gonna move this out of the way for a while, so I can add the hanging plants back here. Oh my god, I wish this was my bedroom. The colors are adorable. I'm not really vibing with the bears, but I just tried to make them look similar to The Sims, with not very great success. This plant pot is huge, so I'm just gonna add a bunch of these. I wish there was a smaller size of these. Maybe I can use something like this. I can just scoot it inside the plant pot a little. Okay, I think that looks great. Let me add back the lamp. I think that looks adorable. Now let me finish the kitchen. I'll do matching upper cabinets. The stove wasn't really like either of these, but I guess I could use this. Then I'll just add all the clutter. I don't already have the butterfly painting uploaded to House Flipper, so I'm just gonna add this picture of some butterflies on top of the microwave and a plant. I had a knife holder on the table, but I don't think we still have one in House Flipper. Do we even have a paper towel roll? I don't think so. I guess I'll add 2 toilet paper rolls on top of each other and pretend it's kitchen towels. I don't really just want to add a knife on the table. That would look really odd. I can put it in the drawer, so at least we have a knife. Maybe I can put this spice rack instead? Do these shakers slot on it? No? What am I supposed to put on it? Oh, spice jar. How about that? And then I had a utensil holder. How did I choose all of the clutter items that House Flipper doesn't have? I guess I'll just add some dish soap next to the sink. That's really not a lot of clutter. But I'm trying to make it similar to The Sims, so I guess that's all I'm gonna do. I can still add all the utensils into the drawer with the knife. There we go. Then I'll just finish it off with a white rug in front of the sink. I think before I upload this house to mod.io, I'm gonna finish cluttering this like I would if I did this house normally instead of trying to recreate something. And then at the end we can compare both. But right now I'm trying to do it like I did it in The Sims. Also, I do need an archway right there, don't I? I completely forgot about interior doors. We don't just have a solid white door, I don't think. So I'm gonna use this one and just make it white. It doesn't center on this wall. Of course it doesn't. What if I just move it? The hole in the wall is kind of scuffed. I'll just do it like this then. And then an archway right here. And then I'm gonna do matching curtains on this window. I think the couch I had was very similar to this one. I think this is really close. Then I had a galaxy painting on the wall. I already have the same painting uploaded to House Flipper, so I can use the same one. Then I had a beige rug with yellow stripes. Looking cute so far. Okay, so I don't know how I keep messing something up, but my last recording didn't record voice at all, so I just had this video with no sound at all, so I'm doing a voiceover for this portion. I'm always recording when I have time, like in the middle of work, so unfortunately that leaves a lot of room for mistakes. I didn't check that my mic was on, so I didn't have any. The game sounds worked fine, I just didn't have my own sound on, so I unfortunately have to deal with this now. I also uploaded this house into mod.io. You can find it by the name of Tiny Pastel House. I'll also link it down below for you, just like the gallery page and the Inzoi download as well. Oh, also, I did end up making the living room a bit bigger, so I could make the kitchen a bit smaller and it won't look so like empty and big because there wasn't a lot of clutter. Also, the Sims 4 clutter is a lot bigger, like the 3D models are just huge. I noticed when I was downloading a bunch of stuff to House Flipper 1 actually, because they had the workshop still waiting for it in House Flipper 2. But yeah, the models are like very low poly and, well, the style of the Sims 4 is very cartoonish, you know. Sorry that my voice is kind of scratchy right now. I just woke up and started doing this voiceover, and I have to record the Inzoi gameplay after this too. So let's hope everything goes smoothly for that one and nothing else goes wrong, because I already forgot to resume the recording earlier and lost a bunch of footage, and then the sound that didn't work. So I'm just thinking of all the ways that could go wrong again, and hopefully I'm prepared and this video won't become any more of a mess than it already is. I just hope it's still fun to watch, even though it's kind of all over the place right now. But since I'm already doing a voiceover, now's the perfect time to ask, what do you prefer? Would you prefer like real-time footage, or would you prefer a speed build with voiceover? What would you like to watch? Let me know down in the comments so I know in my future videos like, what to make, because to me it really doesn't matter. And maybe I enjoy editing the real-time videos a bit more because it's easier to cut when I can just cut out the like quiet parts and leave everything where I'm talking. It's easy to like pinpoint all the important stuff to leave into the video, whereas when you edit speed builds, you just kind of have to watch all of your footage back. Let's assume there's like 6 hours of footage and you have to watch all of it and more to kind of edit it. But then again, the voiceover is really easy to make, so it all comes down to what do you like to watch more. But right now you can see I'm just finishing up cluttering the bathroom, finding corresponding items to items that resemble like the Sims 4 items wasn't thankfully as hard as it was in the kitchen. And I'll give you a quick in-game tour after this speed build. I know it's kinda hard to be able to see anything from this sped up footage. And of course you can see all the comparison photos at the end of the video too. So here we are in game. As you can see, I finished the landscaping off camera. Unfortunately, there wasn't any like grass items like there is in The Sims 4, so I just used these bushes and sank them into the ground. Let me give you a quick tour of the house too. Here's the entryway, nothing too special. Unfortunately, you couldn't place coats on the hanger. Here's the bathroom. I got the clutter items matching pretty well. The bathroom still might be my favorite room in the house. Then again, I do love the fairy lights in the living room. As you can see, I extended this wall a little, so the kitchen is small again. But here's how the living room looks like, clutter and all. And here's the bedroom. In House Flipper you can also open these curtains and access the bed this way if you want to. But let's move on to Inzoi and see how well we can recreate this there. Okay, we're here in Inzoi. I chose the smallest lot in Bliss Bay. I'm gonna start by trying to recreate the floor plan. I'm gonna do the rough shape first and then edit it after I measure what size the walls need to be based on like what size furniture Inzoi has. Kinda like the beds are a bit wider and shorter in House Flipper than they were in The Sims. So this wall should be the width of the couch. So that means one tile in The Sims is roughly 4 in Inzoi. Luckily, editing the floor plan is a lot easier in Inzoi than it was in House Flipper. Unfortunately, we don't have any mini fridges in Inzoi. I'm gonna have to test if the bed works right there. Can you sleep here? I'm not as familiar with Inzoi as I am with The Sims. Like, I know exactly in The Sims that they get into the bed from the middle tile next to it, but I have no idea how to make this functional. What if I scoot the fridge closer to the cabinet? Does it work now? No. What if I move the bed further from the wall? I need to find the sweet spot where he can get in. Okay, it works now. Now come back out of the house, please. It needs to be that far forward. It'll mess up my roof if I move the wall here, but I wonder if I could afford to make the whole house smaller. Can I still fit a double sink here? I mean, kind of. They only overlap by one tile, and I can scoot them into the wall too. I feel like I can definitely make this work. The accent table fits in perfectly as well. Okay, I think this is the final layout of our house. I'll do the roofing next. Now, the roofs can't overlap, so this part's gonna be a bit tricky, but I can place the roof at the edge like this, and then extend this eave to merge it into the other roof. I don't know how I'm gonna figure this roof out though, because they can't go into each other. And we don't have a corner piece. I think I'm gonna have to do a half gable. It's gonna look really odd, like it overlaps weirdly over here. Maybe I'll just drag it in a little and then make the porch a bit smaller. It looks a bit off, but I don't know how else to do it. Then I'll just put this column at the edge and the simple white columns in the corners. I wish there was an easier way to color multiple walls at once, but we already knew this game was in early access. We can see there's a grayed out tool drop, so I can only assume they'll add it later. But for now we want a wood pattern that kind of resembles a brick pattern. I don't think we have anything like that, so I'm thinking I'm just gonna use brick and just recolor it to the beige we want. If you didn't know, you can save colors next to the color picker, and I'm gonna do that right now because I need it to be able to color these parts of the roofs. But now that one roof is colored, I can just copy and paste it to the rest of the roofs. I think this pattern is good. I'll just make it a bit smaller, and then I'm gonna try to make it a pretty yellow so it doesn't tint to green. I think this color looks cute. For the flooring, I'm thinking this one. I actually think this color is really close already. Maybe just a bit more saturated. Then we have beige tiles in the bathroom. I don't think we have one of those like paper cover lamps, so I'll have to improvise a little. Could I use this balloon? I could make the light pink. I'm actually gonna switch the game to nighttime right now because the inside lighting is kinda messed up during the daytime. The lights kinda only come on at night. It's just way easier to build this way. For the living room light, I don't think we can resize items unless we use 3D printed ones. I could go for the balloon again, but I think I'm gonna go for this instead because the style is the same and I don't want to use the same one as I used in the bedroom. But I could still place 3 of them, or does that look stupid? I think that looks stupid. I'll just use one. Now the walls I think are gonna be the tricky part, because we can't really do like half panel, half paint unless we upload our own texture. So I think I'm just gonna have to go with a beige paint. A white brick is easy to get. Then I'll have to figure out a plant wallpaper. I think this one's really good. I'll just make the pattern bigger and then change the background color to be a dark green. Yeah, that looks pretty good. It's not as cute without the paneling. Who knows, maybe in the future we'll get the ability to color walls like outside of vertical limitations. Then the bathroom had like a greenish brown wall, but since we can't do half paint, half tile, I think I could just do tile on some of the walls. This one has some pattern on it. I think this has similar vibes. I'll use it as a backsplash behind the sinks, and then I think I'll add it behind the shower, like this. Honestly, I hate it, but I'm not trying to make it cute, I'm just trying to match it to the Sims. Here's what I did with the windows and doors. There wasn't a good double door, so I just used 2 of these single doors. You can't put them inside each other, so it leaves a little gap between them, but I don't think it's too noticeable, so I'm keeping it. I also did the entryway and the bathroom off camera. I couldn't get it too similar because obviously this is an early access game, so the object options are limited. But I do like how this rug turned out. I used the AI generator for it. Here's what the bathroom looks like. At least I could get the colors similar, even though the item options limited everything else. Let's do the bedroom next. I'm not sure how I'm gonna pull off the curtain thing. I don't know if you can place curtains outside of windows. I'm not too familiar with this game yet. I'm gonna use this bed, even though the headboard is different, the vibes are the same. And you know me, I always go for the vibes. Let's see if I can AI generate the bedding. I'm gonna try orange, yellow, and pink pastel geometric pattern. Let's see what we get. That is not even remotely what I wanted. What if I remove geometric? That's not pastel at all though. What if I replace pastel with light? I don't think it knows what pastel means. That's not what I was looking for at all. I guess I'll just use this pattern instead of trying to use the AI generator. At least I can get the colors similar. Now, it looks like you can only place curtains on windows. That was a big part of the alcove. That's a shame. Maybe I should put something else at the end of the bed, like a wardrobe or something. This one's pretty slim, just something to use as a divider. I'll also try some bookshelves and see which one I like better. I mean, I like this, but the bed is clipping a bit inside here. The question is, does it bother me? Let me try this shelf. This one has a closed bottom. Okay, I really really like this. Let me do the kitchen next. I'll add all the clutter and decorations last, because this video is already really long. I'll just do it off camera at the end. Okay, the kitchen came together really easily since I already planned ahead. I don't think I'm gonna fit a microwave though. If I add it here, then they can't cook in the kitchen anymore. I wonder if we have a round table. We can't lower items. But I'm wondering if it would still look alright if I just put 2 of these inside each other. No, I don't like that. I'll just put 1 in the middle of the wall. Must be placed on a TV table. Really? Then what is a TV table? I can't use a round table. Let me just say, Inzoi has a lot of potential. It's just not there yet. We have a little basket item. I might actually use it, because we had a little basket there in The Sims, and then a plant in the corner. Could I fit a candle right here? I can! Could I even fit multiple? Yay! I might have made the living room a bit too big. Let me put in a couch and see if I need to make it smaller. And can't forget the pink curtains. Now, we do have pillows in the game. Does it look stupid if I add 5 of the same size? I think so. Maybe I need to add one of these in the middle. I could even make this one a fluffy pillow. Unfortunately, they do snap on the couch, so you can't custom place them. But I think I have all the essentials down now. Let me figure out the paintings now. We had a narrow white painting right here. Let me try and generate something similar. Let me try with pink galaxy painting. I mean, that's not terrible. I've definitely seen it generate worse things. Let me try getting more colors into it too. No, the more words I add to it, the more confused it becomes. Yeah, I'll just go with this first one I generated. Then I had the little bird paintings over here. I wonder how many different looking birds I could generate. Let me try white bird. As few words as possible so it doesn't get confused. That is multiple birds, not one bird. Could I get a simplistic bird? Could I get more like this? I just need 3 more to complete my collection. It works! I mean, I was prepared it was gonna look way worse. The only one we have left is the butterflies that I had here. But I feel like some butterflies should be pretty easy to generate. Well, could be worse. The fridge isn't touching the wall, so I can't really lean this against there. I'm gonna put 2 here instead to fill up this space a little too. Okay, now it's only missing clutter. Okay, at least we have a knife and a utensil holder in Inzoi. We don't seem to have a paper towel roll though. But we have a paper towel box. We unfortunately don't have any fairy lights in this game. At least not yet. So I think this house is done now. I found some adorable plushies on canvas that I used on the bed. I think this house turned out pretty cute, even though the items are really lacking. I hope next time I make a similar video, there will be more items in the game. It's still probably gonna be in early access for quite some time, but they're updating it constantly, so like I said, this game has a lot of potential. All that's left to do is landscaping, so I think right now we can jump straight into the end results. Let me know which one of these do you think turned out the best, and if I end up making a similar video in the future, which game should I build in first to try to match the others to? Thank you everyone for being here. If you want to support me, leave a like and a comment. If you want to see more of my content, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you everyone for being here, and I hope to see you all soon.